The Franklin half dollar series, one of my favorites, and those of you that have been with me in a coin show know it. I talk about them at least once every evening. But the proof didn't start until 1950 when they made proof sets available to the American public. And they lasted until 1963 as well. But which one is the one to grab onto? Well, I always go back to the one that's unique, the only one that's different, the only variety in the series, and that happened in 1956. And tonight, I got them both. And by both, I mean both design types. Now, they originally wanted me to sell this as a two-piece set for $200. I said, no, break it down. We have a lot of people over the years that have bought the Proof Franklin half dollar from 1956, and they got the Type 2, and they might want to get the rarest of all the Proof Franklins, which is the Type 1. Now, the obverse, you can't tell the difference. They look identical. But on the reverse, you can, and we'll show you a graphic. So in 1956, for some reason, the reverse die, one of them went into production, and on the reverse of the coin, there were 4 clear feathers on the eagle's span. And then all of a sudden, for the rest of them all, there were 3. Now the eagle is to the right of the bell. As you can see right there, the Type 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll enlarge that for you in a second. That's the Type 1. The only Proof Franklin that way. And then the corrected version is 3. Boom, boom, boom. Like you're seeing right here on the Type 2. Now we have a graphic we'll be sending out with whether you purchase the one or the other. You don't have to purchase both, but it's very straightforward, very obvious. Type 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Type 2, 1, 2, 3. In the Franklin series, on the uncirculated side, right, we have the Bugs Bunny era, right, where the lips have 2 teeth, buck teeth, and it's a phenomenal series. On the proof or rarer version of the Franklin half dollar, it is the 56 Type 1 and Type 2. They made only 2 coins in 1956, a Philadelphia uncirculated and then a Philadelphia proof. Both made it to Philadelphia Mint. Some people reference the Type 1 was an uncirculated die, but when you look at it, that doesn't kind of follow through properly. Because where are the 56 Philadelphia uncirculateds that look like this one does, with the uniqueness of the eagle's feathers? But it's one of those rarity or unique opportunities to get the pair, if so needed, of the 2 rarities in the entire proof series. Again, as I referenced earlier, the Franklin started in 1948, replaced the Walking Liberty half dollar, and at that time in history was the first non-president ever on a U.S. coin for circulation. We started that concept with Lincoln and the Lincoln cent in 1909, right? And then we went to what? The nickel was 1938 with Jefferson. The dime, 1946, our 4-term president, President Roosevelt, close to the Franklin. And then the quarter, 1932, our first president, George Washington. So then we have the half dollar, the biggest of them all, and it's not a president. It's one of our most influential founding fathers, the diplomat, the scientist, you name it, he was there. Kind of like Superman of the colonial era. And he didn't look like it, did he? But he pulled it off. So we have the Franklin half dollar series. We probably still see that series today if it wasn't for the unfortunate events of late 1963, the assassination of President Kennedy, the passing of President Kennedy, and then the Kennedy half dollar in 1964, which, by the way, is now 50 years old, and we're still making it, even though the last 20 years is only for collectors. So every year again, uncirculated coins for circulation, proof for collectors. Every year without fail, the proof is the rarer coin, and in this case, no different. The combined mintage on these, 669,384. Now we're looking at a coin again that is from give or take 70 years ago, right? If you want to get an idea of how many coins are out there, Type 1 versus Type 2, we always use the population reports that NGC and PCGS publish, ANX does as well, where they just tell us what's going on. How many have we seen? All grades, all grades. So it just tells you how many coins they've seen. Not just the finest strikes, but all the strikes. If you look at this and combine them, NG and PC together, the Type 2, the one on your right, the corrected version or the normal version, 42,073 coins. So, not that many of them. But the Type 1 is the deal. That 4 right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7,821. And that is it. So it just gives us an idea of how many are out there in proximity. So if there were 50,000 coins, give or take, less than 10% of them are known as BE Type 1s. And the balance of them are the Type 2s. And that's kind of in line with what the experts have said, those that have written some books on this topic. But it is the field. It is the Franklins, and it's the best of the best. Guys, let's put that 1-minute clock up if we can, please. This is the first time, again, the holder. Yeah, these are what they call the Defender holder. Thank you, Hunter. All of our Franklins will look like this in this holder when you see it brought out by us or on our website. Flips capsules are wonderful, but how about this beautiful new holder? That way it fits with your certified coins and the row boxes, whether it's from us or somebody else that you've purchased. They fit nicely, perfectly. And it also preserves and presents, which is what we want it to be. A dominant coin needs to look dominant, right? So the Unks have the Bugs Bunny. The Proofs have the Eagle Reverse, which is the Type 1, Type 2. 4 feathers to 3 feathers. The graphic will come with it. Experts believe about 10% of the coins struck in 1956 are the 4 feathers, which is Type 1, versus the other. Oh, I'm sorry, we've been talking for what, 7-8 minutes? I haven't mentioned my competition's at $295 on the Type 1 and at $89 on the Type 2. So we're beating them on the regular coin, but destroying them on the rarity. That's why you're shopping with us at ABC. Give us a call, down to only a handful left on the Type 1s, and they're not going to last much longer.